Paul is my cousin, first and foremost. We're cousins from Brooklyn. My name is Ev Gold, and he's Paul Claro. We started playing together as a band in 2008. January 11th, 2008 was our first practice. Our first gig was February 22nd, 2008. Since that time, we've done over 300 shows. We've played in half the states in the country, about 25 or 26. We've done Canada, which was a whole story in and of itself. We've toured a bunch of times with Greg Ginn, who is the guy who started SST Records and was in the Reunited Black Flag and was in Black Flag back in the day. We met him from touring. We got to record with Don Zientara, who owns a studio called Inner Ear Studios in Arlington, Virginia, and he did all the Discord stuff he's done. You know, since I was 1 year old, he's been recording bands. We recorded with Don. We're friends and compadres with Don. We go to DC and we play with him. That came from hard work and touring. You know, I mean, in 2009, we did 100 shows alone. We didn't even have a van yet. Our first tour vehicle was a Mazda Millennia 4-door, but it was named Darryl after Darryl Strawberry.
White like the powdery puff.
Yes, quite an enjoyable white.
It was white.
There were many tours where we slept in the front seat of that thing.
Quite a few times.
Thank God we were a two-piece. You couldn't tour in a 4-door Mazda Millennia if
but
you
the
were.
gear was...
The gear was literally to our heads. Cinema. The name, 1993 French film, foreign film called Man Bites Dog. So Google it or Netflix it. It's a mock documentary along the lines of like Spinal Tap is a mock documentary, but it's about a serial killer. But it's a black comedy. It's not some, evil, ridiculous thing. They follow the exploits of this serial killer around Paris or France while he makes his living killing people and taking their money. So just the idea that there's a camera crew committed to following him is kind of fakakta and funny and stupid right off the bat. So more or less about 3/4 of the way through the film, after one of the last big scores, the character starts to kind of descend into some madness. He's living as a murderer. And they're out at this bar and they get really, really shit-eye drunk. And they get kicked out of the bar. And it's like his neighborhood bar where he's a regular. So it's really illustrating like things are going off the rails. So as he gets thrown out into the alleyway, him and the camera crew that they're following him, he goes into this improv rant about cinema. And he just starts them in this rally like cinema. And, the rest of it's French, cinema. And like, they're all like just, they're crazy with it. They're drunk with excitement. They're screaming and they're enthusiastic. They're coming together on cinema. So when I saw that when I was 15, my little thirsty brain was just like, oh, that would be a cool band name. I'll put that away. And like, I had always hoped that maybe I'd get a chance to use that band name when I got a chance to seriously, pursue the band that would.
This is a good one.
Take me on.
It's a good band name.
Take me on the journey. Yeah.
Good one. It's a good one.
So that's where the origin of the name is from that film, 1993 film called Man Bites Dog. Please check it out. It's
quality.
It's really good. Quality stuff.
Pacific is where I got to the specific. Turn this road right down for home. Loser mask, it rang prolific. Did my face super terrific. The adoption where I was born. Chasing my dreams, I'm feeling a black-eyed junkie, monster gorilla. Strongest presence, came in tonight with our funerals on, faces in white, with every little charm. They're back to life. I'm not what you seem ready to. I'm a trouble. By every dragon slay, I know. I'm a trouble.
song.
Adult themes, actually, it's really surprising. Adult themes didn't go on our first record. It was our first album was called Exile Baby.
Almost did. It almost did. Get
It
on
was. I'm really shocked that Adult
But we had to
Themes.
save it.
Yeah, I'm really
had to
glad
save.
we saved it.
We had to.
But it was one of the first ones. It was in the first like batch. It's Adult Themes. It's with Cinema. You know, it's a serious one. You know, it goes kind of off the rails. You know, in an MC5-ish kind of garagey, crazy way. That really represents, I think, the youthful energy in the beginning part of the band. It's one of my favorites. You know, I mean, I look forward to getting it back into the set more often. It definitely has to have its own like body live. You know, like that was part of the reason why we were a little hesitant in playing it earlier, because so much of what we do, the interplay that we do live, is based in the moment and improv, and you can't really rehearse for improv. You could just really play together often and be comfortable together. Then you could do it. But there's certain high wire acts that certain songs call for, and like the beginning of Adult Themes, to do it justice, kind of takes a little more preparation than what I had on me tonight. What I had in me tonight was not what I would have liked.
You had enough.
It wasn't up to my golden standards, but I will deal with it. I'll allow it. I'll sign off on it.
It's an interesting one. That's a totally different style of what, you know what I mean? Like, as far as songwriting.
Very much so. That's funny. That idea is probably the oldest idea on the album Manic Children and the Slow Aggression, which is the full length we put out last July. Lady Abortion is probably the oldest idea. It almost didn't make the record. It was definitely not, we didn't feel it was too representative of what we kind of do. It's loud, it's intense, it's short, it's punk. Sure, that's us, but we're kind of epic and crazy and jammy and not as repetitive in nature. Because we noticed last summer we played it in a basement in Bushwick, and we noticed people knowing the words. I mean, there's only 2 words, Lady Abortion. But if you watch it on YouTube once, we noticed some people, and I think it's kind of weird at the point that we're at now. Like, maybe, I guess, when bands are however they are, like, they don't want to play the song that everyone knows, but, like, as soon as you kind of have a song now that people know, you really want to fucking play it. And especially with us, all the other songs are so all over the charts, there's not really, people aren't going to be like, oh, this is my favorite, I know these words. Like,
it's dancing now.
Like, Lady Abortion is like, Lady Abortion. So when we saw people kind of reacting and knowing some of the words, like last summer, we're like, oh, wow, we got to put this.
Connect with people in some way.
Yeah, we got to put this in the set and put it early on. So, there's been questions. There's been a little bit made about, the fact that the word abortion is in it and all that stuff. And what does it mean? And, what does it mean? It means whatever you want. It's a 3-minute punk song. It's provocative. That's what we do. But yeah, definitely wasn't trying to offend anyone specifically or be pro-abortion or anti-abortion or this is our song for abortion. I remember, there's a Pistols song where Johnny Rotten uses the word abortion. Might be the second song on Nevermind the Bollocks. Bodies. So, and I remember being a 10-year-old kid and hearing it and being like a little bit nudged by it when I was 10. So, years later, I guess I kind of took that feeling and ran with it. I like sometimes when, my art makes me feel something, so I kind of felt like if it's going to be a little, second verse, same as the first kind of thing, why not play around with, some words, and the freedom to use them however, and anyone could get whatever they want out of it. So it wasn't meant to specifically fuck with anybody or promote or detract from abortion. It's just art for art's sake, and just doing what we want to do. But it is kind of funny that Lady Abortion was like our single. That's the kind of band we are. Like all hell is breaking loose. We're coming for you. And the first single is Lady Abortion. So that's the Lady Abortion story.
What's next for Cinema?
More.
Constant.
Yeah, the never-ending tour will continue. We have about half a new album's worth of new material, and we have about a half an album's worth of old material that I think we're going to comb through and possibly do the KGB of, like, are there scenes to collect here that'll work? But I do know that we would, like to at least be recording by the beginning of next year. We're also going to Europe for the first time this year. We're really excited about that. We'll be doing that with Martin BC. Martin is a producer and engineer who's been known in the Brooklyn, in the Gowanus area for almost 35 years. He's worked with Swans and Africa Bambaataa and Helmet and John Zorn and Sonic Youth and a lot of amazing music. And yeah, just doing more cool stuff like this is what we want to do for as long as we possibly can. That's the goal. That's what's going on now. So we could really do this for long enough that everybody's going to fucking know us because we're not going to be not doing it. So it's not like, oh, when are we going to be on the MTV Awards? Like that shit, that world doesn't fucking exist at all. And we're just going to keep coming at you.
Wait, it doesn't?
It exists for everybody else.
On MTV?
Yeah, everybody else in the world other than us thinks that that's what, in a band, that's how you're known or
Can't
you're
have a
whatever.
song featuring Rihanna?
Yeah, no. We're like the end of the world has come for you. The gale force of hell is coming for you now is kind of what we do, and we can't really tailor
There's
that.
no hope.
There is no hope.